So welcome to a little Facebook Live post.
I'm Maya. I'm going to be interviewing James on the basics of joint ventures.
The basics. So Maya's going to ask me some rapid fire Q&A. Maya's one of the agents on the Mogul team. Maya, give us a little introduction. I haven't had you on the Facebook Live on Thursday yet.
You haven't had me on the Facebook Live on Thursday yet because I am newer to the team and I've been an admirer of the team since 2016. So I figured now it's time for me to join and get involved on the fun stuff that the Mogul team does.
By the way, I pay Maya to say all those nice things quite handsomely. So that's part of the gig. She has to say that she loves the Mogul team. I'm just kidding, of course. But to Maya's credit, she's been a realtor for almost 4 years, been absolutely killing it as a solo agent, and we couldn't be more thrilled to be collaborating with her on the Mogul team. As you can see, it's a beautiful sunny day. We're out on the Mogul patio. You can probably hear a couple cars going by down below. To heck with the cars, let's get going on these questions. Maya, hit me with it.
What's a joint venture?
A joint venture is, in very simple business terms, when multiple parties get together to bring different pieces of the puzzle together to do a business deal. So in real estate terms, typically it means when you have multiple parties bringing their skill sets together to do a property purchase. For example, someone can bring the money to the table, someone can do the work to make the deal happen.
Awesome. What are some pros to being involved in a joint venture? Just like top two.
Okay, the top two pros to being involved in the joint venture, I would say there's one main pro to being involved in a joint venture, and that is if you are a person who doesn't possess one of the necessary components to make a deal happen. The necessary components to making a deal happen would be the expertise to do a deal, the time availability to make a deal happen, the cash required to do a deal, and the ability and borrowing power to be able to get financing to do a deal. If you're somebody that has all four of those things, then you might be a good candidate for doing a deal on your own. But if you only possess some of those things, that's why joint venturing exists. There's a big truck going by, gosh darn it, and I'm going to yell for a second. And the reason that joint venturing exists is so that people who have some of those things can partner up with people who have complementary. Oh, the mic's down here. I don't know why I leaned into the screen. What am I doing? There's the mic.
That's probably so loud.
Next question.
What are the two worst parts about joint venture? Like some cons.
I would say the two cons of doing the joint venture is that number one, you are sharing the returns in a deal. So if you're doing a joint venture, instead of owning 100% of the profit of the deal, you're now sharing that piece of the old pie with somebody else. That's number one. Con number two is they are much more time consuming because you have to get multiple parties in agreement to make the deal happen. And you know what they say about having more cooks in the kitchen, Maya?
It's hot.
Well, I don't know what kitchen you've been cooking in, but when there's more cooks in the kitchen, it takes more time to make the recipe come together. So it is more time consuming to do a deal when you are in a joint venture partnership.
Okay. Is there a limit to how many joint ventures one person can be involved in?
Well, let's take that question to two different perspectives. As a managing partner, really no limit to the number of deals you can do. As a partner who's bringing, for example, borrowing power or cash to the table, the limit happens when you run out of borrowing power or you run out of investable cash. So those are really the limiting factors. And the reason people often start doing joint ventures as a working, managing, expert partner, whatever you want to call it, is because they have run out of available investable cash or they don't have as much borrowing power left in the deal.
Nice. Is there a type of property that you can do joint ventures on, or is there a limit? Or like, what properties are best for joint ventures?
Ooh, what properties are best for joint ventures? Well, the cool answer to that question, Maya, is that all properties can work with a joint venture. Whether you're doing a flip, a buy and hold, a development deal, or a conglomeration of multiple properties, etc., etc. It really is all about the fact that it's a business deal and that you can have multiple parties involved in that business deal as long as they are bringing different things to the table.
Nice. Can you do a joint venture on a creative deal?
Yeah, you can. You can definitely do a joint venture on a creative deal. The thing that makes a creative deal creative is that it often involves some sort of alternative financing agreement. when somebody says the deal's getting creative, usually that's what they mean, is that the financing is something other than a standard mortgage from a typical bank. So, can multiple parties get involved in a creative deal? The answer is yes.
How many joint venture partners can you have on one deal?
You know what? That's a great question. And the answer is technically unlimited. I've done joint ventures where it's myself and one other partner. I've done joint ventures where it's myself and multiple partners all connected through a corporation with a document that's called a unanimous shareholders agreement. Now, let's go back to one of the cons of joint venturing, which is time. The more people who are involved with the joint venture, the more time consuming it's going to be to set up the deal, put the deal together, and manage the deal on an ongoing basis, because again, there's multiple touch points of communication with multiple partners, and there's a whole lot of cooks in that hot kitchen trying to make a decision, so it's going to take a little more time to do the cooking.
Nice. Where do you find a joint venture partner?
That's a fabulous question. And the cool thing about joint ventures is it truly is business. So often a joint venture partner can quite literally be sitting right under your nose. There can be somebody in your sphere of influence. There can be somebody in your network. You can meet somebody at a professional networking event. It might be, depending on how you feel about doing business with family, it could be a family member, it could be an old friend, it could be a coworker. Basically, the thing that qualifies somebody to be your joint venture partner is if they have the elements required for a deal that you are missing. So if somebody's got investable capital and borrowing power, and they're truly interested in getting involved in real estate, and you happen to be an expert with time availability to make a deal happen, they could be a great candidate. So one of the things we always talk about is, if joint venturing is for you, try to make real estate more and more part of the conversations you have with your friends and family. Some people won't be interested, no hard feelings, no big deal, but people are a lot more interested in real estate than you think. And if you start bringing it up from time to time, you'll be pleasantly surprised with just how many people are keen to talk about real estate and might actually be interested in doing some kind of a deal.
Okay. I have one more question.
Okay.
But it's a doozy. Do you have a screening process for your JV partners?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a fabulous question. It is a doozy because a lot of people that are just starting out on their journey in real estate will take what they can get. They'll pick any partner as long as that person says yes. But the reality of the situation, the fact of the matter, is that not everybody will make a great partner. For example, if you have a capital partner, another word for a capital partner is often the silent partner. But if they want to be intimately involved with the decision-making process, it could become a time commitment that really isn't worth your while as a managing partner. Or, for example, if somebody has unrealistic expectations for return on investment, they might not be a great fit for a partner. If somebody wants to exit the deal, which means sell the property and get the money out on a very different timeline than you do, well, heck, they might not be a good candidate for being your partner. So the point is that you have to ask really great questions at the beginning of the partnership to understand if you want the same things out of the deal, if you have the same expectations out of the deal, you have the same hopes, the same dreams, the same plans, and ultimately want to go in the same direction. Because somebody that's way over here, and if you're way over there, even if they in theory want to do the deal, in practice, picking the wrong partner could set you up for a very long journey of challenges and difficulties, which might not be what you want to set yourself up for. So part of interviewing your joint venture partner is getting them excited about the deal so they want to partner with you. Part of it is asking them great questions to determine whether or not they're actually a good fit for you as a partner.
Nice.
Yeah, great questions, Maya.
I know. I'm just great that way.
Pro interviewer right here. So guys, I'm going to let Maya end this video off by giving herself some well-deserved praise. Maya, I happen to know that June was your biggest month in real estate of your career so far. Big high five. That's right, we got a woohoo from the back section over in the office. So Maya, why don't you give all of the mogul audience here just a bit more information about yourself and just an introduction so people can get excited to see more of you in the future.
Okay, so I got my license back in 2016, and that's actually when I met you, back in 2016.
Yeah.
And then I've been admiring the mogul team ever since, just because you guys do so much of the the live well and the work hard and the play hard. I appreciate that. And I joined you February 1st. It's been officially 6 months.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
And I've loved it every day a little more ever since. And since I joined 6 months ago, I've probably learned more from you and the team and the awesome people behind the screens. More in last 6 months than I have in almost 4 years. As bad as that sounds, but you know what? It's every day is a learning experience, and I really love it and I enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to all that is to come. June was definitely my biggest month, and I plan on topping it.
Oh my gosh. Maya, thank you for saying so many kind things. And Maya, being a true Canadian, was too humble to do any bragging about herself. So guys, let me do it for her. Every single client has been giving Maya a 5-star review. It's actually a little intimidating because she's getting better reviews sometimes than I'm getting, and I'm thinking, wow, your clients just love you, Maya. So we're so proud to have her on the team. We're super excited to be talking joint ventures. We'll get it back to basics because, hey, we're just learning. We're getting a feel for it. And if doing business partnerships and joint ventures might be for you in real estate, well, keep an eye on what we're doing here at Mogul, because that's the theme of our month, is just talking about joint venture deals. We'll see you guys next time.